Thank you for checking out Geeked Up Paranormal podcast clips. Make sure you go over to the main channel, Geeked Up Paranormal, to check out the podcast in its entirety. The link will be down in the description. But I feel like my top of the line of all paranormal experiences, that cemetery on Dixie Highway, which is my first investigation.
Of course, right off the bat, too.
Yeah, right off the bat, first investigation. This was a 7-foot figure. It was a shadow figure, 7 foot. You couldn't see no eyes, all black.
You could just see the outline.
Yeah, you didn't see no eyes, no teeth, nothing. I hollered at it. I didn't hear nothing, but she claimed that she heard a deep, dark voice say something.
Yeah, but I couldn't make out what it said.
Yeah, and I didn't hear him say nothing. I hollered. I said, "Hey, stop coming our way," because I got frightened. I was like, "Oh man, this dude's 7 foot tall."
I was more freaking out because I kept losing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I kept losing where it was at. Yeah. So I was judging off of your energy. Yeah, and your energy was freaking me out.
Well, you couldn't see that far at the time because of the glasses you had.
No, and I could.
So pretty much I heard some bushes rustle. Then I look over there and I go, "Oh," I think I say, "Oh, shit, babe." Somebody's walking our way.
We also heard the rock on the railroad track, like someone walking on it, and the rock's like moving.
Yeah.
But we didn't see anybody.
Yeah, and then that actually stopped for a second, like a good minute or two. Pretty much, that was at the beginning of the investigation, right? And we was there for a good 30, 45 minutes, and then we hear the brush.
I think we had a good 10 minutes of nothing.
Yeah.
And then we started hearing shit. And we started hearing stuff, and then it was almost like it just got super close to us, to where we could actually start.
So pretty much what happened was I was like, "Oh, shit, babe," there's somebody walking our way. So of course she pans the camera over, but when she pans the camera over, she turns it off and she turns the light off because she don't want to camcorder somebody that don't want to be on camera, and she don't want to be blinding them by this big old light. And I like to film everything, no matter what, for safety and
because of that.
And if I'm investigating something, I want to see if I can capture it. But so pretty much kept walking our way. It was about a football distance away, and I hollered. I was like, "Hey, what do you want? I can help you if you need something." Nothing. And they just kept coming closer. And I was like, "Stop!" And I was screaming at the top of my lungs, like, "Don't come near us. I can help you. What do you want? Stay right there." And just kept coming. So I told her, I said, "Run to the car." And I made a mistake with her because I should have gave you the keys. I kept the keys on me. And then when she starts
stuff.
Yeah. So when she took off to the car, this is when to me it was no longer a human, because she said she heard it say something dark, demonic. I didn't see, it got from it was probably about, I would say, at 3/4 of a football field out. And when she took off running, and she said she heard a dark, deep voice, couldn't make it out. I didn't hear it. So she started taking off, and they started running. So I wait till she got to the car before I take off to make sure she's in the car, and I lock it. And if it was a person or something, like even an evil spirit, I was going to throw the keys where they'll never find it or whatnot. But because I wasn't armed at the time, and I feared for my wife's safety, and I had to. And then so I took off because I was like, "Oh crap! I got the keys. If this goes south, then my wife's screwed." And I was like, "No." So I jetted towards the car, dropped my EMF meter in my spirit box, and I swooped it all up besides 3 batteries in the back to my spirit box. And we got in the car, and we drove off to the other side of Dixie Highway.
We literally just went across the street
for not even 5 minutes, probably just to gather ourselves, to make sure we got all of our equipment and stuff. And I'm looking, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" The back of my spirit box is over there. And so to mention, let's go back a little bit because I skipped it. So when I took off running, he went from
walking
this dark figure. It was a shadow figure. I just keep thinking about it. I wish we caught it on camera. You couldn't see nothing besides nothing but all dark. And he went from 3/4 football field to probably about 20 yards away from me before I taking off running. Mm-hmm. And I might be fat and out of shape. Well, actually, then I wasn't out of shape.
No.
But anyways, like you put the fear of God in me, you ain't outrunning me.
And I don't know if it makes sense, but he was like blacker than black.
Yeah, the shadow, like it was darker.
I don't know how to explain it, but it was not a person.
So go in an all black room, no light can leak in, right? Then times that by that black that darkness by 1,000,000. It was dark at night. The only lights you could see facing towards that way where he was coming from was like Gene Snyder off to the side. Their little interstate lights, but where he was at, it was pitch black. You couldn't even see because about that far. Like I'm gonna say about half a football field away, but this figure was so black and dark. You can define it probably 2 football fields away. Yeah,
because on the other side,
it was darker than night.
The other side of the railroad track was a neighborhood, and they had like street lights and some house lights were on. So I feel like if it was somebody, we would have seen him eventually walking down the railroad.
Well, yeah, even when he got 20 feet from me, there were lights in the cemetery that lit up.
But it was like
different colors for people put on graves, and there was no light reflection whatsoever. Me and her, we had when we was near each other with the camera even off for a second.
You could still make out as a person.
Make not just out as a person. Light reflection off of our skin and our clothes.
Our eyes, I mean.
Yeah. And this figure, nothing. Yeah. And it was tall, 7 foot. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm 6'4", 6'5".
And it towered you.
Yeah, it towered me. So it might be taller than 7 foot. But I'm sorry, I don't think there's a 7 foot homeless person. Because, he should be in the NBA if that was a person. But no, there was no way it was a person.
And the more that I think about it, there's no way it was a person. Because we literally wasn't even across the street, maybe 5 minutes, if that.
Yeah.
And we went back, and we, panned lights and our headlights around, and nothing.
When we came back, nothing. And it was
quiet. It was so quiet.
So quiet. There was no rocks moving on the railroad tracks, no bushes moving. And before I got out of my car to get back with my spirit box and the 3 batteries that was left there, I rolled down the window a little bit, and she rolled down her window a little bit, and we was listening. And we couldn't hear anything. And then we also when we was driving around, we was panning our headlights everywhere, and I had a flashlight panning it. We didn't see nothing.
Yeah, 5 minutes of walking, there's no way he would have made it to anywhere that we wouldn't see him.
Yeah.
Just because of the way the cemetery is and where it's at, there's just no way.
No, we would have seen him. If it was a human being, they would have been seen.
But my thing
that was a shadow figure. I'm thinking it was demonic.
Well, so that makes me wonder.
Because how he went from there to 20 yards from me like that when you took off, you had a 20-yard run. He probably had, I'm going to say, a 70-yard. He was within 70 yards, went that 70-yard distance. You probably had about 10 yards to the car. And he was there's no way.
But even then, once we noticed he was there, he was still coming towards us pretty fast.
Yeah, he was
not even walking, not even a normal human walk. He was making strides to get to us.
Well, I didn't see strides. I seen pretty much, I didn't even see movement of arms and legs.
No, yeah. I guess that's kind of what I mean. You couldn't tell it was a human walking. It just.
Yeah, no legs. Just,
it was
going
just
this.
Yeah.
Really fast. It was nuts.
But that makes me wonder because the suicide that happened.
Yeah. So the reason why I went to go and investigate this place is because of a guy committed suicide in the back of this cemetery. I don't know what led up to it, but cops chased him back into there, and he ended up taking his own life.
So that makes me wonder, like, was he taken over by something?
Or did he, because of just, that tragedy, did it...
Yeah, manifest something, yeah.
And then the bridge that was right there, a lot of death from homeless people happened there. And it's right near the cemetery.
Talking about the overpass?
Yeah. And then, I mean, there's just...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that it could have been.
Yeah. Who knows? To me, there's no way it was a human being.
No,
just the way everything happened and stuff. Plus, if you're homeless, I mean, if somebody's like, hey, what do you want? And I'm going to help you and stop and whatnot. They stop something. And they will say something back to you, you know.
But not only that.
Like, hey, you got a cigarette, or you got water, or can I get some money for food, or, you know, they'll say something.
Something.
And to me, it was just...
It was
weird.
Definitely.
So that was my biggest paranormal experience.